I'm now going to look at a move which has become one of the main lines of the Najdorf over the last 10 or 15 years. Bishop e3, which can lead to the so-called English attack. It's a very popular move indeed at the moment. There are many ways to meet this move. Knight g4 is interesting. I've played this with reasonable results, and then bishop g7 and so on, but it is very, very complicated and perhaps not absolutely typical for the Najdorf. One could also play e6 here, but okay, again, it's highly theoretical and leads into more well, Scheveningen type positions. White can still play with f3 and g4. White can also play g4 here with enormous complications, or white could simply play bishop e2 and head for a Scheveningen position. So therefore I would prefer to play the classic standard Najdorf move, e5, because I think, you know, if we become, the more we play with this structure, then the more familiar we are with the strategies. It really helps us. So e5. Well, before I get into detailed variations, I'd like to give you an idea of what white is trying to achieve here with the English attack. And let's look at this rather old game between two very strong Hungarian grandmasters, Dorian against Ribley. And Dorian wins this game so easily, so quickly. Okay, Ribley is developing the normal counterplay on the queen side, but you'll notice that white is playing this, well, like a bit like a Yugoslav attack against the dragon, playing queen d2, bishop e3, castles queenside, and throwing these pawns up with the help of f3. I think the problem that black has here is that his moves on the queen side are actually rather difficult. You can get it wrong very easily, whereas with white, his strategy is totally straightforward. Boom, boom, h4, g4, h5, g5, for example here. Now, castles kingside, that's casting into it. Okay, black is trying to generate counterplay, but it's too slow. Again, it's so easy for white to play. And white just wants to break open a file. And if, for example, here, and h6, well, you can't close it because that will just hammer home. Rook c8 was played, and now white finds a beautiful way to finish the game. Black is almost in time to take on c3, sack the exchange. If you can get a pawn for it, well, with these two bishops, that's maybe not a bad sack, but bishop h6 is a killer move. It's worth remembering, this one. It's very nice indeed. Well, obviously if pawn takes, then the queen comes in, and that's going to be the end very soon. Ribley tried bishop f6 and now takes, and bishop g7 and h6, and this wins because after the bishop moves, queen g2, a very quiet move to end the game actually. There is no defence to queen g7, and after the pawn takes, it'll be mate on h8. Wonderful finish. That's what we've got to avoid as black. I'm still going to recommend that you go for e5 and knight b3 and face the English attack, but as we'll see in the next clip, I'm going to try to avoid getting bogged down in some kingside attack. So okay, see you in the next clip for my answer to the English attack.